before we go over to the trees, I want to go over the two main types of cuts. And one is a heading cut. It's like cutting off a head. And it's a quick way to reduce the height. You just cut it off. There, I did a heading cut. But another way to gradually reduce the size of a plant is to do what we call thinning cuts. And so you take certain branches or parts of branches and you clean those off. And let's say this is getting too long, so you can just shorten that up. Have you seen when you're driving a tree that you would call a lollipop? Mm-hmm. A lollipop tree?
Yeah.
The reason for that is that the person did a whole bunch of heading cuts. They just took the thing, their cutters and went around like that. You do that if you want to make a hedge, not if you want to make a tree smaller. So with a hedge, you just just cut the ends off. But remember, when you cut wood, you're going to get new growth. So every one of those cuts you made, they're going to grow more and more. And so you're going to have a lollipop tree. Sometimes people call it let's say I cut this off, just like that. Then it's going to go like this. Mm-hmm. And that's what we call like a witch's broom, where you get a whole bunch of new growth where you did that cut. So if I wanted to reduce this, it would have been a lot better if I had just gone like this and just taken this off. Like that. Right? Okay. So, and another form of pruning that I wanted to tell you about is it's called espalier. Let me write that down so you know how to spell it. And it's a French tree pruning style, and it works really well with apple trees and pear trees. Not so well with apricot trees or other trees. But that's where you don't have a lot of space. You want to have a fruit tree, do not have a large planting area. So you make the tree grow narrow, like that. And so you keep your branches horizontal, you space them so there's another horizontal here, and then there'll be some fruiting spurs along those. Here's the fruit, get some fruitings. Like that. And so those of you who like to torture trees, you can do this. And what the best thing is, you need to have either a fence or you need to have some kind of support structure, and you're going to first, at the beginning, you may need to tie that on. And then when a new branch comes out like that, you take it off. All right? So you might want to try espalier. It's kind of fun. Okay, what are some of the basic pruning tools? Number one, what should you get? You should get this. You should get a hand pruner. This will prune a lot, and you need it for all those small things. When you have a tool, do not abuse or torture a tool. So this is great for things that are, a half inch, 3/4 inch. Right. Do not try to cut a 1 inch thing with this. What you'll do is you'll wonk this part. And tools are expensive. Good tools are expensive. Take care of them. All right. So this is a hand pruner. The first tool you should get is a hand pruner. And I don't get paid a commission, but I suggest, and I think Brendan would agree, a Felco, Felco brand is the best tool to get. The most common one you find in Home Depot, all the big box stores, is Corona. And it's like, you know, you're going to have to buy another one after a few years. Okay, the second tool I would get is a pair of loppers. These are called loppers. So if the branch is bigger than your finger, you know, if it's like this, don't use this. You will break your tool. Use a lopper. This can handle up to 1 inch. But again, if you try to do this with 2 inches, you're going to ruin your tool. Don't force a tool. A tool should be used the way it's supposed to be used. Because you're mostly going to hold it here. And then get close. Remember the branch collar? Stay outside of the branch collar and cut. Okay? So need, if you go like this, this is not the tool. That's when you use this. So this is a Japanese saw. It's called a samurai saw. But it's lightweight and it has double teeth. And in a Japanese saw, most Japanese saw, they cut not going down, they cut when you come up. So you have more strength. You're pulling up and then going down, and you're pulling up and going down. Okay? Now today, and you always do this when you start pruning. This happens to be hand sanitizer because it was in my car. Normally I just use 70% alcohol. You want to always clean your tools before you start, and it's good to do it at the end. Oh, thanks. And at the end. Why? Why do you clean your tools?
So you don't spread germs.
So you don't spread germs. So you don't spread fungal spores. It also helps sometimes. There's a little tar, sticky stuff. It might help with that. If your tools start to feel like they're catching or they're a little rusty, what you should do is good old WD-40. Put that on. Put it in the joints here, and do that normally. Never, never, never leave your tool outside.
This with one. Actually, yeah, for right now you can just do this. Okay.
Maybe it's on a big branch like this, but it's here too. You just have to look a little. So
retain
and
it
yeah,
possible.
yeah, and especially because I mean,
Follow my guide of 4 Ds. Okay, the first D is dead. Cut off any branch that's dead. Cut it off to where it's coming out of the tree. Cut it outside the branch collar. So dead. The second, then after you take all the dead off, the second is anything that's damaged. Damaged means it's got a broken arm. The third thing you look for is diseased. If it is diseased. And you can sometimes tell disease by at the end of the branch, it's dead. So there's something going on. The last thing is deranged. So you have dead, diseased, damaged. The last thing is deranged. What does deranged mean? It means a little crazy. Here's deranged, good example. See, this was allowed to grow and it's too close to this branch, so it's starting to grow into the other branch. So you want to be able to get rid of this. Right? So any branches that are this tight, 2 branches, you need to get rid of one. Whoops.
And how did you decide to cut this one versus that one?
Well, I think this one is a more mature branch. Yeah, and this one is kind of a young upstart. But now this is where you're going to have to be careful because you're going to need to bring a saw. And the saw, you want to be able to cut outside the branch collar. When you saw, you want to be sure to stop before you hurt this one. And you're going to need the saw to clean up this. This is a stub, no good. You need to cut it there. This is another stub. This one's really close. It's close to that. So it's a good reason to take that one out. About
Yep,
this one, right?
perfect, yep. I would absolutely get that.
Not that one?
Oh, the middle one?
Was that one coming out?
Oh, okay. I would take this whole thing. I would take the whole of it. Yeah, because look how close it is.
Oh, yeah.
See how it goes into that eventually?
We need bigger, we need a
saw. So she'll be finished in a minute.
Yeah, that one.
Taking my break.
Oh, good. You got the
No,
saw.
way down by the.
At the collar.
Here's the collar right here.
So just a quarter inch above the collar.
What about here?
No, way closer
Further down.
Yep.
About here? About here?
Yep. This one too, right? Yeah, all of that.
Like that?
Is this okay?
You want to try to, if you can, try to even it so that it's as flat as possible. Because that's the easiest way for the tool to protect itself is a smooth. And you can take like these guys. This is, you can cut this one off too. You can use the saw or the loppers. It won't matter.
This one, right?
Yeah. Because, I mean, in part because of all this cactus. Like if this were a clean space, I might leave some lower
You could probably just use
growth.
a lopper for that.